Greetings once again, seekers. It's Brooke at BrookeReadsTarot.com with your tarot outlook for the week beginning Sunday, December 4th, 2022. Please keep in mind that my content is not intended for younger viewers. If you enjoy our time together today, please do visit me at BrookeReadsTarot.com to book a session of your own. And please help me grow the channel and deliver these readings to anyone and everyone who needs to hear them by liking, sharing, and subscribing to the channel. So say hello to my guide and doorkeeper, Fergus, while I shuffle up and open the channel. Now I'm going to shuffle and cut 3 times, and I am going to lay 5 cards for past or currently unfolding issues that will have an impact on the week upcoming, and then I will spread 5 cards for the future of the week itself. And wherever it is that you are joining me from, I hope that you're having a beautiful day. That was shuffle and cut number 2. Here's shuffle and cut number 3. Okay. Okay. There's our past and presently unfolding influences. And then over here, I will put our 5 for the week upcoming. Well, my darlings, even though I was on vacation last week, it is very clear that we have recurring themes here. So when I have shuffled and cut the cards umpteen times over the weeks, and we are still having cards that come up that we've seen in weeks previous, that means that these issues are ongoing. And that can mean that they have not reached resolution. Perhaps there's not enough information to make a choice, or it's spirit calling us out on our bullshit and telling us, hey, we see you procrastinating on, doing the things that we have shown you will help you along your way. So let's start with the good news here, okay? The sun. The sun is exactly what it feels like. The sun is a card of expansive and happy outcomes. It is good times with people that you love. It is turning your face toward things that are light, L-I-G-H-T, and healthy and happy, and just choosing to not give the energy to the things that are less than what you desire, or the things that do not seem to feed the higher self. The sun is also a card of overcoming barriers to friendship, overcoming barriers to good times. It is giving yourself permission to feel good and to turn your face toward the sun. So if this is not an emotion or a situation that you're currently experiencing, that's fine, but it is in the offing, okay? And I will back that up with its possibility with the Hanged Man. Now, we have talked to the Hanged Man very, very often over the course of these readings, and he is all about a completely voluntary, because this room has to acknowledge the free will. This is a completely voluntary 180-degree change in how we decide to look at something, how we decide to feel about something, person, place, thing, situation. It matters not what it is. You'll notice the figure in this card has voluntarily strung himself up in this tree. He is not suffering. He is enjoying the view. He has turned the situation on its head. The Hanged Man says to us, whatever this situation is, we have beat our head up against the brick wall of it for long enough. Our usual avenues of looking for inspiration, looking for answers, looking for solutions is not helping because we are still at a standstill and perhaps in a place of frustration. So let's turn everything upside down, maybe embrace a little bit of the absurdity of this situation and look at it from a completely different point of view. Now, that may seem like something frivolous, but we're going to back this up with the realness and the credentials of the High Priestess. She is precisely what she sounds like. The High Priestess seeks information in all of its forms, in every place, but most often she will start at the places that other people don't necessarily begin their search, okay? She searches for her answers in the texts of antiquity. You see, she sits here between the pillars of Boaz and Wahim, the pillars that flanked the ancient Temple of Solomon. She wears the crown of the triple goddess. She searches for answers in Wicca, witchcraft, and paganism, and the goddess traditions. Around her neck, she wears the crucifix of Christianity, so she will search there. She holds the scroll of the Torah, and she has her foot placed on the crescent moon of Islam. She seeks the quiet places that require the turning inward and the turning away, at least momentarily, from the outside world. So, given these two cards together, and it seems in past readings frequently they have been turning up together, this act of turning the situation, turning your perception of the situation on its head may seem frivolous and potentially a waste of time, but the High Priestess comes in here and says, this is seeking. This is not a fancy free exercise in, silly mind games or daydreaming. The information that you're seeking is there, but you have to stop going after the well-trodden path in order to find it. Your answer here is important, but the way that you seek it is important as well. So whatever the situation is that you have been beating your head up against with no resolution and no new ideas, understand that the quest for the information and the information itself is going to broaden you in a spiritual way. And spiritualism, of course, we don't necessarily say that that's religious, even though those traditions may be the place that you find your answers, okay? So this quest for that information, for that new perspective, is much more important than you are realizing. It is actually a quest of self-betterment and enrichment. So get on it, my darlings. The Ace of Wands shows us victory and completion by doing. Wands are our house of actionable things seekers. These are the things that we must expend energy on and put our hands to in order to get completed, in order to make progress on. Your success here is guaranteed, but you have to start doing. You have game planned this as far as you can. You have talked yourself out of potentially good endings to this story because of your self-doubt. You have had all of the unhelpful feelings about this. You have had a good deal of the helpful feelings about this. Now it is time to put your hands to the task and do it. Do it. Start somewhere. Put your shoes on and just get going. Now, the Ten of Wands shows me all of the excuses that you have for not embarking on this quest and expending this energy toward this goal, toward this resolution. The Ten of Wands is a card that says we are wasting energy by doing things for others that they can and should be doing for themselves. These are tasks that amount to wasted energy. These are tasks that we should be delegating to someone else. These are things that we can get off our plate because they are energy expenditures that don't help the situation. Okay, it's a matter of spinning our wheels, and these are energy expenditures that are not getting us closer to our goal. Okay, so the Ten of Wands shows us that you are stuck in the rut, and it is time to reevaluate, delegate, and reprioritize, because your success here, your success in getting this problem resolved, getting this situation done with, it's here. You just have to lighten your load, free up your schedule, and get a move on. All right, my loves, those are the influences. And now here's what we have for the week upcoming. We've got Temperance, the Knight of Cups, the Two of Pentacles, the Moon, and the Three of Swords. Let's start with the conflict first, my darlings. The Three of Swords is all about heartbreak and disappointment. That much is always true. But one of the things that we come here to do in our humanness is to decide how we want to feel about it. We don't have any control over anything except how we want to feel about things. You will hear me say that many, many times. And it is something that I work on day to day and moment to moment. The Three of Swords says yes. Yes, perhaps we have a right to be disappointed. Perhaps we have the right to be hurt. But if you notice the figure in this card, he has decided to throw himself down and cry his little eyes out over this disappointment on a big pile of rocks in the middle of a driving rainstorm. So that says to us how much of these emotions that you are allowing yourself to have over this situation, person, whatever, are actually getting you closer to healing and resolution, or how much of it is the ego wallowing in its self-righteous need to be heard. Okay, how much of this is you pouring salt into your own wound? Remember, my seeker, our emotions are not our basic operating system. They are suggestions. They are our internal response to the thoughts that we are thinking. Okay, so feel sorry for yourself if you have to, but I promise you that's not the place you'll want to stay if whatever this situation is coming up is something that you want to get past. It is your choice to wallow, but I promise you, the you that really is you doesn't want you to stay there. It's a waste of energy. Let's come back over here. Let's link that up with our 10 of Wands influencing this week and say your excess emotions here, the ones that you decide to keep having over and over and over again, like probing a sore tooth, that's an act of futility. That's energy that you've already expended. You don't need to expend it any further. Have the feeling, sit with the feeling, examine the feeling, and put it aside. Okay? Now, whatever this heartbreak disappointment is, the moon tells me that, how do I put this diplomatically without frightening you? Because that's never the point of the tarot, okay? This is for your information. This is to be useful, not to frighten you. Whatever this heartbreak is, whatever this disappointment is, it revolves around a secret. The moon for me is about things that are hidden, things that have not come to the surface, and things that we try to keep secret and keep in the dark. So this heartbreak, this disappointment, as evidenced by the Three of Cups, this could have been someone being dishonest. This could have been someone not telling you the entire truth, which is also a lie. Do not allow the ego to talk you into it being otherwise. These were actions that were taken, decisions that were made, perhaps behind your back. Okay, so there's going to be some deception involved, but there again, you have to decide how you want to feel about this. Is this coming from a person who you want to keep in your life? Is this a deal breaker for you? Is this the last straw? Is this the final act of your relationship? Is this a bridge too far? You get to make those decisions, but the Temperance card is going to come in here and ask you for balance. The Three of Swords shows us that we may get a little out of hand with how we decide to feel about this thing. The Temperance card says to us we need to have a thoughtful and balanced response to this disappointment. I see no other cards in here that say that this is a huge calamity, a huge disaster. I don't have the Death card. I don't have the Tarot card. The Tower card. I don't have any of those indicators that show me that this is a potential catastrophe. Okay? This is something that you can decide how you want to feel about it. Make your decision accordingly and move on. This is not a long drawn out situation. Okay. So the Temperance card asks us to keep our wits about us and to balance the rational mind with the emotions in order to find the solution, the decision, the direction that is going to resolve this for us in a manner that is healthiest for us as well. Now, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to double down on all of that, reinforce that message with the Knight of Cups. When knights come up in the tarot, they are very much what the archetype seems to be. They are the forward-moving, sometimes aggressive energies that are indicated by the house that they represent. In this case, the house of the emotions. Knights are all about riding into the uncharted territory to conquer the thing and to get the job done. They are often an indicator of a significant turning point in, for the better, in our journey of maturity and experience when it comes to the house that they represent. So do not be surprised if the way that you decide to feel about this disappointment and the way that this person or situation and their lack of transparency affects you. Okay, do not be surprised that in seeking the correct redress or the correct course for you to cope with this, you find yourself stepping into a new chapter of emotional maturity and expansion. Sometimes those lessons are unpleasant, my dear. Sometimes those are things that we certainly wish we had not gone through, but nonetheless, you get to decide what you get out of it. You get to decide if it makes you stronger, smarter, wiser. Okay, so all of that is up to you. Now we've got a little bit of money information here. The Two of Pentacles. Pentacles are our house of the material, the job, the real estate, the money in the bank, the material resources, and the stuff. And I do believe that we had a visit from this card in recent past readings. So on the menu, again, for the week upcoming is a relative balance in the material, a relative balance in the finances. The budget is being met, and if it isn't, you may have small adjustments to make. We're not talking about any huge overhauls or any big news in your financial house, but also too, this is a card that says, some of your resources, some of your money energy, let's put it that way, could probably be redirected or reassigned to a part of your life, a part of the sector that could use a little extra juice. So the Two of Pentacles says you may want to reallocate some finances to give some power to a goal that is not moving along as swiftly or efficiently as you would like it to. All right? And I think that's a decent note to end on. Decide how you want to feel about it, my loves. It's the biggest thing that we come here to do. But that seems to be all for now. I give my thanks to all who lovingly sat with me today. May we have the good sense to pay attention to what we have been shown and to remember that we are loved and supported. Fergus, please close the door until next time. If this was useful to you or you just really enjoyed the sound of my voice, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and visit brookereadstarot.com to book a session of your own and to learn more about me. Make it a good week, Seeker, and whatever fun and frivolity and goodness and expansion is coming your way, please enjoy it in the spirit of our holidays of the end of the year. The lengthening of the days means more power, more sunlight, and it means the potential for your betterment, your expansion, and the exercise of goodwill to all. I'll see you next week, Seekers.